welcome back to my channel. Today we have the 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. So this is one of the books that was definitely most anticipated for this year. I was looking forward to this book because I love kind of the style of the book that she was writing, as I have read like the Twisted Tale series that she did, with some other authors as well, which there's more coming out. So you'll be seeing those next year. But this book was introduced to us by Fairyloot. Fairyloot has given us this book for their July box, and this book took it out of the park. It was swung at us and we got hit in the face with it. Like, it was a home run, okay? Because, ready? You see this is the cover. I'm going to show it this way. So you see how this cover, because it's a big book. You see the cover of this, nice peachy pale. We have the spine. And then we have this. A princess in exile, a shape-shifting dragon, 6 enchanted cranes, and an unspeakable curse. It will take more than magic to find their way home. Then with this book, we have purple spoge edges, which is literally at the top and bottom. The side of it has literally 7 cranes on it for her brothers. Then we open it up, as you can see, our July box. We have our author letter. Our book is also signed by Elizabeth Lim, which I freaking love. And then, ready? Boom, we was given this. Look how pretty that this is. Fairyloot has been kicking it out of the park with these books. I have been stunned by these books, and I've been getting them for almost like 2 years now. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and this is the spine. Here is the reverse jacket. I love it. I'm addicted to this. Okay, I cannot wait to keep this on my shelf. Anyway, if I can, I do apologise if I cannot say any of the words. Shirorama, the only princess of Katara, has a secret. Forbidden magic runs in her veins, and that on the morning her betrothal ceremony, Shirori loses control. At first, her mistake seems like a stroke of luck, forestalling the wedding she never wanted, but it also catches the attention of Raikama, her stepmother. A sorceress in her own right, Raikama banishes the young princess, turning her brothers into cranes, and warns Shirori if she must speak of it to no one. For every word that escapes her lips, one of her brothers will die. Penniless, voiceless, and alone, Shirori searches for her brothers and uncovers a dark conspiracy to seize the throne. Only Shirori can set the kingdom to the rights, but to do, she must place her trust in a paper bird, a mercenary dragon, and the very boy she fought hard not to marry. But she must embrace the magic of what has been taught for all life to contain, no matter what it costs. So, this is why I'm intrigued by the book. 1, there's a map. Look how detailed this map is. You have the Kingdom of Kaita. You have the Alilong's realm of dragons. The dragons, so you have like this side where you've got the mountain Ryu. You've got the Dragon King's palace, the Tambo's island. Then over the other side, you've got a Rabbit Mountain, North Sea Strait. You've got the Sparrow Inn, the Forgotten Island of Lapsu. You can't see it. There it is. Right here. Okay, so let's get into the review. So I've always loved a good fairy tale movie. Movie or book that I've been recently reading. So, so then I fell into anime and started learning about fairy tale, folklores and mythologies from other cultures. Which we've actually got a lot of folklore stuff. So we've got a Russian one, we've got a which is steeped in gold one. That was another folklore one. We haven't, there's so many and I love it. A fairy tales, returns and reimagines are nothing new in the young adult world, but it doesn't stop me from getting my hands on every single one that I can. There's so many that I still need to get, and I cannot wait to get every single one of them. Sometimes they are fairly predictable but still fun to read. Other times they completely blow you away. So I have loved Elizabeth Lim's books that she has done. I did not read the Blood of Star duology. I think I read one page and I was like, I'm not interested anymore. I didn't want to read the book. I do apologise about that one. That's probably the only one I did not read. So, I'm so thrilled to say that this exceeded all the hype and expectations. So, Shiro Ama is the only princess of Kitara, younger sister of her 6 brothers. She's carefree, joyful, and headstrong. She also has a secret. She has forbidden magic. Usually Shiori is able to keep her powers hidden, but in the morning of her betrothal ceremony, she loses control. At first, she thought, "Oh, this is going to arrange her marriage." But it doesn't take long for her to realise that her world is changed forever. Her stepmother discovers her magic, turns her brothers into cranes, casts a curse on Shiori, banishing all the royal children from the palace, and then if she speaks one word, then her brothers gets killed. So everything about this book just works. There's no extra why can I say words? To write a magical fantasy tale world. She takes everything one would expect from a fairy tale and turns them on its head. This was just amazing. The fast pace of this 6 Crimson Cranes is pulled directly from the classic fairy tale, and yet it works perfectly in the long form novel. Instead of following Shiori through all her travels, she often gets a quick time jump from one place to the next. That means there's no place to rest in the story. You get all the important moments of the story without any meandering, and it leads to an action-packed, heart-pounding work that is impossible to put down. The characters in the 6 Crimson Cranes are absolutely fantastic. So we have Shiori, who's a more standard princess character. She's active, she's funny, she's headstrong, she's kind, and most importantly, she's allowed to be flawed. She's also a perfect lead character because of her imperfections. Her actions are sometimes rash but you believe every single choice she makes. Shiori may have become my favourite fantasy character far for this year. I can't wait to see what she does in book 2. Yeah, guys, book 2. I cannot believe this. She's real, fleshed out of young woman trying to best to save her family and her kingdom while her shouldering the trauma she experienced for being betrayed by her stepmother. So what else we've got to talk about her? So one of the most interesting things about the fairy tale overall is the static characters. Each one has a trope or trait that determines their path in the story, and nothing else then beats from that. So sometimes characters get one part and mention before fading into the background, never to be heard again. That's the beauty of getting to write a modern fairy tale, highlighting characters who may have been pushed aside before tackling tropes head on. Lim does this incredibly well with all the characters in his books. So all 6 brothers has a distinct personality, but none of them feel like a prop. It's easy to see how much love poured into creation each one. And I can't wait to see how this book continues in the future in the next book. I am so good. If Frodo does the second book to this, I am going to be so hyped up for it, and I believe it comes out next year. There are characters I want to learn more about, like the Merciful Dragon. I have to completely faith that those characters will receive more attention in the sequel. The character she does this with the best, though, is Raikama, the stepmother. Without giving anything away, the author has worked her magic with the character Raikama. Every time I thought I had figured her out, another nugget of information says my head spinning. If you're looking for an author who has mastered taking fairy tale tropes and turning them into something now, then she is the one for you to read. Like I said, she does Twisted Tales as well. Read those because it gives you kind of like a different aspect of Disney movies. So I've got one which is a Twisted Tale of Reflection, and we've got one, So This Is Love. I can't remember what the Cinderella? No, I can't remember now. We haven't yet talked about the romance yet, and I'm definitely a queer reader into reading a queer book. I totally just read that wrong. And don't often swoon over straight romances, but wow, did I get invested incredibly fast into the main romance of this novel. So I've been reading a lot of great queer books, because obviously with the QVG thing going on, and I was just reading them, and obviously you might not see the reviews because I've read them on my phone and totally forgot to read them, and I've read so many, and that's the point where I'm intrigued reading them more of it, because you don't expect to see what's going to happen in them. So I also anticipated that there wasn't a love triangle in the story, even though who knows, perhaps Shiro would develop feelings for another character in the second book. As someone who grew up with Disney, The Little Mermaid, I'm stuck with people develop feelings for each other when one of the two is unused to use their voice. So it was giving me that Little Mermaid vibe because she has no voice to use. One of the biggest questions I had diving into this book was whether or not would be able to need to read her duology to read Lim's previous duology to understand cranes. But after I finished the book, I said no. But with a caveat, there are so many fun Easter eggs from the Spin the Dawn and Unravel the Dusk, and featuring cranes that I would miss if I hadn't read the duology. But again, I didn't read the book, so I went into this completely not knowing anything. There is a reveal in the final pages, though there was much greater impact since I've read this book. Readers discovering the author for the first time will no problem diving into the story. But I admit that I have knowledge of the world from the previous books. I had a strong impact of reading the last chapter of Cranes. Overall, this book is bound to become a masterpiece in a fairy tale fantasy. It has everything a reader is looking for to keep you on the edge of your seat, and throws enough twists and turns in your way to keep you guessing. If you're looking for a new book to add to your shelf that kills the ideas the fantasy fairy tale stories are old and stale, this is the book. This book is perfection. Okay? I have no idea what else to say to you. This book was just amazing. And I can't give you so much hope for it. It blew my mind. It was just perfect. It just added to that part of it. Literally. So if you have not read this book, please read it. It was fun to read, and I literally cannot wait for the second book to come out. I want it to come out already. I want to know more. Literally. So thank you guys for watching. Next up we do have Mark of the Wicked by Georgia Bowers, and I hope you guys enjoy. Peace. Bye.